Hey there, what is up you guys? I am Jerry and welcome back to the channel, The Chicago Griller. Are you looking to build big and bold flavors at your next backyard barbecue, but all you have is a little gas grill like this Weber Q? Well, fortunately, that's no problem. You've come to the right place because this is a channel where I share my favorite tips, tricks, and recipes for the Weber Q. If you think that I can help you out, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. Today on the channel, I'm going to be cooking up a Christmas steak. Now, it really doesn't have anything to do with Christmas. There's no peppermint or gingerbread spice, thankfully. It just comes down to the colors. The red from the steak and the green from the sauce, which is going to be chimichurri. So let's head on to the kitchen and I'll show you how I prep this Christmas steak. Our Christmas steak today is actually a skirt steak. As you can see, skirt steak is a very thin steak, so it will cook rather quickly on the grill. I picked up this 3/4 pound skirt steak from Whole Foods. The first thing I'm going to do to prepare the steak is I'm going to trim off a little bit of this excess fat. I know there's a saying that says fat is flavor, but it's still good to remove some of these excess chunks. You're definitely not going to be able to get all of it, but once you're satisfied, we're ready to oil and season the steak. So, like I usually do with steak, I am going to hit this with some avocado oil and drizzle a little bit on this first side. Then, using my clean hands, spread it evenly over the first side of the steak. And now for the seasonings. I'm going light on the seasoning. Here, just a little pinch of salt and just a few turns of ground pepper. The reason why I'm going light on the seasonings here is because this is a thin steak and the chimichurri sauce will have salt and pepper in it as well. Anyways, pat the seasonings into the steak, then turn it over and repeat the process on the second side. And with both sides of the steak oiled and seasoned, we are ready to bring this out to the grill. So out here on my deck today, I have preheated my Weber Q to a high heat, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape the grill grates clean of any residue from previous cooks. It didn't take much this time because this grill was recently cleaned. And now, on goes the steak directly across the grill grate. And now pressing down very gently on the steak to make sure it's in contact with the grates. Now, just shut the lid and cook for 3 minutes on that first side. And after a very quick 3 minutes, I'm going to open the lid and check on the steak. As you can see, it's starting to get color all the way through already. And I'm going to give this a turn. And look at these awesome sear marks. The Weber Q always gives a great sear on high heat. And once again, I'm going to shut the lid and cook the second side for about another 3 minutes. And now, about 6 minutes total have elapsed. This steak is just about done, so I'm going to go and pull this off the grill. We are going to go ahead and put the steak on a plate and off to the side and let it rest. And while it rests, we're going to prepare the chimichurri. And for our chimichurri, the first thing we're going to do is grab a large bunch of parsley and just chop it very, very finely. You can use a food processor, but I prefer chopping it myself because I think it helps release the flavors a little bit better. Anyways, chop about 1/3 to 1/2 cup of parsley and place it into a bowl. And to the parsley, we are going to add 2 to 3 cloves of minced garlic. There's 1. And there's 2. And because I like my chimichurri very garlicky, here is a 3rd clove of garlic. Now to this mixture, we are adding about 1 teaspoon of dried oregano and also 1 teaspoon of chili flakes. You can add more if you want a little more kick. Next comes some salt. We're going to grind this to taste. I'm adding about a half teaspoon there. And of course, some ground pepper as well. Also grinding this to taste, about a half teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of pepper. And finally, to all of this, I am going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Into the bowl that goes. And now, grabbing a fork, I am going to mix all these ingredients together. As you imagine, the fresh parsley and garlic smells amazing together as I mix. But you know, I think I'm actually missing something here. And that's because I forgot to add the zest and juice of 1/2 of 1 lemon. So, in goes the lemon zest. Come on. There we go. And of course, the juice of that 1/2 of lemon. Perfect. And now we mix. And once your ingredients are thoroughly mixed, 10 to 15 minutes should have elapsed, so we could go check on our steak that has been resting. And here we are, back to our beautifully cooked skirt steak. If you look closely at skirt steak, you can very clearly see the muscle fibers running vertically. You always want to cut against the fibers. But first I'm going to cut with the fibers just to get this steak into 2 equal-sized portions. And as I pull this apart, you can see that this is a perfect medium rare, which is exactly what I was going for. Anyways, it's not super easy to cut on this plate, so let's move one of these halves over to the cutting board. And now, as I said before, we want to cut against the grain of the steak. So I am just going to slice into this 1/2 of skirt steak. And if we zoom in on the shot here, once again, you'll see we are pink throughout, a perfect medium rare, maybe even on the rare side, but that's exactly what we're looking for in a skirt steak. And in particular, we were looking for red for our Christmas steak. And speaking of red, let's flip this first piece over so that the red side is facing out for presentation. And now for the green. So take the chimichurri sauce that we just made and spoon it directly on top of the steak. And once you have an even layer on top of your skirt steak, you then have your final dish. Christmas steak, aka skirt steak with chimichurri, made on a Weber cube. So there you go, guys. That's how you can cook up a grilled skirt steak with chimichurri sauce. Now, like I said, thankfully, it doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas. There's no peppermint or gingerbread spice because that would just be really, really weird in a steak. Instead, the garlic, parsley, herbs, and spices are a perfect topping with the skirt steak. So give it a go and let me know how it goes in the comment section down below. Thank you very much, as always, for watching today. If you enjoyed the content on this channel and on this video, definitely hit that like button and consider subscribing. Thanks again for stopping by today. I can't wait to see you all again next time. Stay safe and see you then. Happy holidays. Bye now.
Huey, come.